Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. It's Tuesday, so it's my little song ditty day. Oh, this is one that I picked up from the Irish tradition I've been so fortunate to be exposed to. Let grasses grow and waters flow in a free and easy way, but give me enough of the rare old stuff that's made by Galway Bay. And policemen all from Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim too, we'll give them the slip and we'll take a little sip of the good old Mountain Dew. Hi diddly diddly dum diddly doodly dum diddly doo di diddly di day. Hi diddly diddly dum diddly doodly dum diddly doo di diddly di day. Now learned men, as use the pen, have writ your praises high, of rare poteen from Island Green, distilled from wheat and rye. Away with your pills, it'll cure all your ills, be a pagan, a Christian, or Jew. So take off your coat and grease your throat with a bucket full of Mountain Dew. Hi diddly diddly dum diddly doodly dum diddly doo di diddly di day. Hi diddly diddly dum diddly doodly dum diddly doo di diddly di day. All right. A bucket full of Mountain Dew. Not to be confused with the other kind of Mountain Dew. You know, my Uncle Mort, he sort off his short, he'd measure about 4'2". But he thinks he's a giant when you give him a pint of the good old Mountain Dew. Kind of similar, right? All right, here we go. For my word of the day, it's questions. Like the Socratic method, define the thing by asking more questions. Never think that you understand what the other person is saying, because we all have very different understandings of the denotative versus the connotative meaning of anything. And that's the road to real understanding. Denotative, we kind of understand the same word in the dictionary, what a home is with windows and a door and people living in it and a dog and so forth. But the connotative meaning is it a house in the suburbs? Is it an apartment with a sixth-floor walk-up and no elevator? Is it a family that's broken, divorced, or blended, or mixed, or alcoholic, or and so forth? So, what are the questions that you ask to clarify, or the questions that leave an open-ended answer to face the mystery and the paradox of it all? So think about it yourself, elevate the conversation with whoever you're with, or let me know and I'll be glad to share with you. All right, first, BKS Iyengar. Sometimes I don't name the sources where I'm sharing this from, but today I will, to understand the kind of smorgasbord of techniques that have affected me. And I believe that in everybody's life, if you looked at it, you'd see so many tributaries feeding into your river flow. First thing is we talk about Santosha, BKS Iyengar. Do your best and be content with that. That was the strangest thing about being in India. I never felt like I did any of the poses right. And yet, because I gave it all I had, I left feeling really content, even though during the class it was just discontent that I couldn't do anything right. So do your best and be content with that. And in terms of your own ambition, he says it's as bad to forge ahead out of dissatisfaction and insatiable thirst for progress as it is to remain in mediocrity and satisfied with minimal progress. It's an interesting balance between the two. Now, my Tibetan teachers, Chogyam Trungpa, would say, the end of the breath, where does it go? It dissolves into space. So be mindful of the texture of what that space is without trying to change it, add to it, take anything away from it. And every beginner feels when they're meditating a kind of a self-consciousness, because they developed a false idea that following the technique is not going to churn up your thoughts. No, you're constantly interrupted by your thoughts. So learn how to be sensitive to that. And I don't mean sensitive being touchy and irritable. I mean, but sharp and precise about what's going on. Now, my mythologist, drummer teacher, Michael Mead, reminds us that right now we are in the apocalypse. Not just the revelation of the end of times like from the New Testament, but the literal meaning of the lifting of the veil. And it seems at a planetary level we're involved in events that evoke destruction or damage on an awesome or catastrophic scale. But when you pierce through the veil, as we have now in history, everybody's shadow, everybody's Me Too voice is clamoring for attention. So we're no longer keeping it on the wrap, so to speak. Everything is out there for everybody to see. That is the apocalypse right now. And the force that we're dealing in, according to my male mentor, Robert Moore, Jungian psychologist, he reminds us that when we're facing these archetypal energies, this force is much bigger than we thought it was. And it's not going to be easy dealing with it. So first you have to find those people who can introduce you to the power that you have, right? Open up your third chakra and make you equal to the battle with the belly of the beast. Because the world will fall in at you at some point, if not in childhood, in adolescence, as you mature in midlife, or during your retirement and the end of life issues. And you need that power, you need that resilience, you need that guts in order to cross the thresholds and the ordeals that you're going to face. But as my hippie teachers would say, all that you need to know is right in front of you all the time. Just be cool, be honest. You got a fair witness inside yourself that can't be bribed. It knows what's going on, and it tells you the truth. So don't gag that part of you. And then, of course, as a hippie, living in love. That means meet everybody straight on, with the objective that it's groovy for everybody. Who uses those words anymore? Groovy for everybody. Now, my teacher, Ram Dass, who taught me everything I say is it's all about me, but there's nothing personal in it. When I asked him, give me some insight into death, he had a psychic called Emmanuel. And Emmanuel used to say, tell people that death is perfectly safe. It's like taking off a tight shoe. Or like one of the Swamis says, death is like moving the baby from one breast to the other breast. Spirit in the body to spirit not in the body. So finally, my affirmation masters of the day always remind you that don't plead your case, trying to justify where you are, because then you don't change. You activate and hold yourself in resistance to what you want instead of allowing what you want. Increase your expectation. Let go of negative anticipation. So always check your mind to see if your mind is tense or at ease. Because if you're tense, chances are you're moving away from joy and you're living in a contracted state, which makes it hard to breathe. So take that next deep breath, center yourself in the here and now, and enjoy life as it unfolds. Have a great day.